Okay, hello. My name is Allison, and today I'm going to be doing a bit of a bare bones Enscape rendering tutorial. I've had a lot of requests from students to do this while I've been working in the digital design studio, so I just wanted to go ahead and run through a bit of a like super simple thing for y'all. Okay, so as you can see here, I have my cute little structure. I just imagine this being like a little lakeside type of thing, like a little portion of the building, maybe a residential. That's probably what we're going to render it as today. So before I do anything with Enscape, I always save it. And then, so this is my file with no materials, and I always find it super, really helpful to just go ahead and save a new file before you do anything, just because it always just makes it a bit easier in case anything goes wrong. Um, I'm just going to say materials and objects because that's what I'm going to be putting in here. This also just makes it easier to establish your file structure and all that good stuff. So first thing that I do is I simplify out all of this so that way anything of a similar material is all together. As you can see, I have the walls, the doorknob, floor plates, glass, all this stuff super broken down. So anything like, oh yeah, the stairs, they have different things. So I can apply different textures and materials to them. Okay, so let's say and then anything, you just want to make sure that it's not intersecting through anything else, because that can make it glitchy whenever you do your renderings. So even this, I had to extrude out an extra inch whenever I Boolean difference this. And if you don't know basics of Boolean differencing, basics of Booleaning in general, I would definitely go find a couple of tutorials, but since you're here, you probably already know what you're doing. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So in order to start out my renderings, I'm just going to do Enscape material library command. This will bring up all of the different things that we have access to. I just prefer you can scroll through or you can search, but I'm very picky, so I much prefer to go through and be like, what do I like? What do I like? So grass number 4 is always one of my favorites. So what you do is you always click it. And let's say I want to do multiple. I really like the way that those pebbles look here, so I'm going to import that selection. See this little bar down here? Yay! Now I can apply those materials to different objects or go ahead and select them myself. Okay, so I'm going to actually just take a look at my model here. And sometimes if you have a low power like laptop and stuff, it will make it a little glitchy. And if you just heard it, it just beeped at me. It didn't like me trying to do that. So let's try and just get a rough glimpse of what we're working with. So I need a couple of metals. I need a couple of grounds that I want. I really like wood floors. And this is my little cozy nook. So we're going to do what I want to do. So let's see. It's probably best to just go down like this. Let's go ahead and grab a glass. Sadly, there are no standard like non-textured glasses, which irritates me a bit, but it is what it is. So normally I go with something either super funky or super refined. The frosted glass with the lines on it is pretty chill. But let's see, I'm actually gonna grab this one. I don't normally work with this glass, and if I don't like it, I can always come back and choose a different glass. Or let's say I want options now, so I'm just gonna download all of those extra glasses. There we go, we have our things. So you saw that I already downloaded the grounds that I wanted. Look, they even have snow, very fun. So I need a couple metals, and let's see, I now have a doorknob, and I have some treads and some railings that I have for stairs that I want to do. And they do have a lot of different stuff. I find that I really like the way that these look, like the different steel ones, but it doesn't always have the color that I want. So I'll show you how to change that in a bit, and we're just going to grab these couple of these, and let's grab the copper one. Oh wait, and maybe I like the rough or the worn metals just because they have a nice texture to them. There we go. I try not to leave the page before the materials have imported themselves just for my own sanity, because there's nothing worse than losing all of your progress. I'll come back to shingle actually, just because I think it'd be nicer to go ahead and do other things. So you have a lot of different pavements you can deal with. Well, it doesn't look like a lot, but there is a lot you can do with it. I know I picked out pebbles, but now I'm really liking the way that cobblestone looks. So let's give ourselves some options. And it doesn't really it may seem like I'm downloading a lot of unnecessary things, but it doesn't really matter just because whenever we go and apply the materials, it's kind of like a linked file. It won't actually take up a lot of extra space. The thing that takes up the most space with Enscape files is in fact the objects. Crazy concept, I know. Okay, sorry if you hear any background noise. I am filming this in the lab. So let's go ahead and I don't have any roads, but I can go over that later if anybody needs help with that. For the roof, again, this is where the shingles come in. I really like, I'm feeling rustic. We're gonna put wood, but what if I like all of them? Let's try all of that. Okay, and just beautiful. Okay, stone. I do like these. These do look rather cool, but I think, yeah, we're just gonna download this for the heck of it. I like the way it looks. Okay, and then tile. I don't have any tile, but you see that they have a lot of different, oh, those are new. Lots of different funky options, and oh my gosh. Okay, well this can actually be really helpful for showing how to do the UV mapping, so I'm going to download a couple of these funky ones. Perfect. And we can actually, I'll show you how to work specific things in here as well. They have a lot of woods. I really love the chevron and the basket weaves. Herringbone is also really nice, but I don't want to confuse myself here. And then I like this one. I always tend to download way too many woods, but it's fine. It's fine. Then there's this one. I've never used it. It always looks like cheese to me. And then now is when I generally go back to miscellaneous and see if I missed anything. And it doesn't. Ooh, I like the way that one looks. We're just going to download that one for the heck of it in case I like the way it looks. Okay, so for this one, I want it to be maybe something a little bit more extra. So I'm actually going to explode. Oh, not that. We're going to explode this wall because you can apply textures to planes. And under, let's see, just to double check, this is under walls. And I'm going to make this a new wallpaper because I think it'd be interesting to show just how it works. There we go. Okay, there we go. Beautiful, darling. Look at her go. She's stylish. Okay, now since I've already gone and uploaded all of the, or rather imported all of the materials I want to do, so we're just going to do that. And okay, sorry, I'm just making sure that it is recording. Good. That'd be very bad because I'd be just talking in studio to just the computer by myself alone. Fun. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead and we already saved. Good. We're going to pop on to rendered. And just going to go ahead and, you can, of course, if you only have one thing in the layer, go ahead and select just the object. But just for my own sanity's sake, I prefer to do select all and then make sure it's only one. Just because it keeps anything, like if you notice, oh no, I didn't mean to have 18, all of the objects in one layer, whoopsies. It helps fix that issue a lot of the time. Okay, if it starts to lag up a little bit, just give it a second. It is, in fact, going to be a very big file by the end of this. And I'm looking for grass. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so it looks super nice and fun, doesn't it? But this is not how we're going to leave it because it doesn't look nearly as polished as when we add UV mapping for it. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So, let me explain what I did. Because UV mapping is a bit tricky sometimes. So there are lots of different options here. If you've already added mapping to it, I would just say delete the mapping. So cool, it already removed it for me, even though it was just like the basic applied. So we're going to click apply box mapping. And what this does is it actually dictates the scale of the tile of the texture you're working with. For grass, I really like going with a 4-foot or a 5-foot. And then it doesn't matter which way you extrude it. And I'm just going 5-foot, 5-foot, 5-foot. This is super duper important. When it says capped, don't just click enter because it'll do no and it'll look really weird. Click yes. It's going to take a second, and it should notice a really big change in how tight that texture is. Looks much better. And I'm very paranoid about this kind of stuff, so I'd prefer to save and not lose my work. Okay. And generally, what we're going to do now is just do a bit more of the like singular item stuff. Then we're going to select these objects, and I know it doesn't need to be this thick, but I just made it that thick because it was easier. Okay, so we're going to do the exact same thing, and I'm just going to try and explain as much as possible. So do I want pebbles or do I want, let's see what pebbles look like. Okay. I don't know. Let's see, why is it stretched all out like that? I don't really like the way it looks. And also because I didn't feather it out, like I'd have to go back in and Photoshop it so it looks cleaner, and well, cleaner, it would actually put more pebbles into these sides here. And you'll see what I mean when we get into Enscape itself. One sec, I need a sip of water. Okay, hopefully y'all didn't hear that. That'd be awful. Okay, so we have pebbles, and what I'm actually feeling is I'm feeling some, I think it's rock, cobblestone, there it is. Okay, and you see how it still stretched that out really weird looking? So what we're going to do is we're going to do exactly what we did, and yes, this will get repetitive, but it'll help you understand it as well. So let's say I want some really tiny cobblestone. I'm going to actually put it 3 foot by 3 foot, 3 foot. Make sure you hit capped, and that'll help. And look at that, that's super tiny. I actually don't like the way that looks. So we're going to delete the mapping and apply a new one. We're going to try maybe 9 foot because we're feeling adventurous today, y'all. Then we're going to hit yes to capped, and it may take it a second. Okay, sometimes it's not as accurate, so I guess we'll have to spoil the surprise, but we're just going to go double check because it is a bit easier to just do this as you go and make sure the materials and their UV mapping looks good. And it does take it a minute to load. Here we go. Okay, so here are your basic controls. You can always keep these up if you want to. I've gotten a bit better about using them. I still do look a lot, but we're just going to exit out. And if, as you can see, if you double click here, yes, the grass does move. It's really cool. Okay, and it looks like this is pretty nice. I do like it, but I'm going to rotate it actually, I think. So we're going to exit out of that. And then we're going to click on this, and this is really helpful because we're actually going to show the mapping. And then we are going to rotate it. And see how that immediately changed it? Perfect, that is exactly how I wanted it. So now we're going to keep that. But I'm seeing that it's showing up so much higher than the grass, so I'm actually going to push it down like -2 inches. And it's still really high above the grass, and I don't like the way that looks. And then we're going to say -1 inch. Perfect. I love the way that looks now. And you can always tweak anything, and if you have questions specifically, you can ask me in studio, or I guess leave a comment for people who are looking online. Okay, and then, oh yeah, there we go. Hit escape if you're done looking at your thingy thing. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep on doing the like basic stuff really quick, just because it's a bit easier that way. Before you do select like objects, let's say I select a column, and then I go through and I select objects, it will select that column and it will apply that texture to it. You don't want to do that. So if you're like, oh yeah, teehee, clicked a column, always click away or just hit escape. I just hit escape and that unselects everything. That way it'll also just keep things simpler for you in the long run. So for the floor plates, I really, really love the herringbone. I really love the different woods. We're going to go with chevron though, just because I'm feeling like it. It's like crazy, this is huge, I don't like that. So I'm going to apply the UV mapping, and I think 4 foot is the right one for this. I'm surprised I remember that, honestly. If any of you know me, you know I have the mind of a goldfish. A concussed one at that, but a goldfish. Okay, and then structure, I see that I skipped over the glass. We're going to come back to that because it can be a bit more exciting, but it's also a bit trickier sometimes. Sometimes it works right off the bat, and we love it when they do that, but sometimes they don't. Okay, so, ooh, it's shiny. Yay, I love it. But I'm actually going to go and see what the steel looks like. So let's see, steel, emboss 10. I know this one looked pretty cool. And ew, it looks gross. So we're actually going to apply, we're going to go back and select those objects, and we're going to apply the UV mapping. And of course you can do like these fancy ones, but I find that this one is just super easy. And then I just do I try to do the 1-foot ones just because it's a bit smaller. There we go. And I can't tell if that actually did anything. So we're going to go into Enscape and double check. And if it looks super chunky, then we're going to come back and fix it and probably put it at like 4 inches. So, okay, no, it looks super nice. So now what we're going to do is probably just too much geometry, honestly. So we're just going to select those objects again, and this is the perfect time to use the Enscape material editor library, or command rather. So we're going to see steel emboss 10, and let's see, that's what we're working with. So I really don't want this color. You know what I want instead? I think I want a tint color, and let's say I want it to be pink. I'm feeling adventurous, oh my gosh. Okay, so you're going to have to bring it up a little bit just so you can, oh well, fiddlesticks. It's a little, why is it doing this? Okay. Okay, so let's say I want that. And then we're just going to exit out of that, if it will let me do anything. Okay, yeah. So that's fun. You know what, actually, I don't really want the pink. I don't think it suits me. So we're going to go back to our Enscape Material Library editor. And we're going to go back, and now that we've actually, like, altered it a bit, it'll have the little marked, the little orange triangle here, that's the word. It'll have that undone on it. So let's say I actually just really want to do, you know, we can do something like this. Just because I'm very specific and particular about my colors, and we're going to make it a bit more of this desaturated brown, and I like the way that looks. Oh, mwah, I love the way that looks, so much better. Okay, well, what if I wanted to actually do that elsewhere? What if I wanted to do that and be fancy? Well, you can do that actually. So what we're going to do is we're going to click away or press escape. And then I really want that for my, let's say, well, you can also just do this. And then do the embossed, and because, there we go. Because you've done that, now you'll have the option to create its own unique editable copy. But let's say I just want to keep it that way and I want to have it the same level. I'm just going to keep it like that. But I want to keep things easy on myself, so I'm also going to go ahead and grab my doorknob and give it the same thing. There we go. Perfect. And then I also just want this frame. I want this frame to be super nice and cohesive. There we go. That's what it is. Okay. And let's go back. And don't worry, I know it's really repetitive right now, but I just want to keep this in, and sometimes I remember things that I forget in other parts while I'm rambling on. Oh, and then here we go. We also want these landings. This is why I always separate out the stairs like this. It makes it a bit easier later on. So we're actually going to go ahead and grab the chevron. I believe it was the 6. No, it's the wood 2 that I need. That's why I'm glad that they label it the way they do. Yay! Now we're going to double check. And what do you know? It does not look quite as nice as I thought it would. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to select those objects, and we're going to do, say it with me now, apply UV box mapping. And I believe that it was 4, and then apply, and then yes, and then, okay. And then if you are worried about it not actually applying, what we could do is, what if we just add some carpet instead? Or, looks like I don't have carpeting, so I'm just actually going to leave it like that. Or we can just open it up in Enscape. Oops. Okay. Oh, don't forget to save. We're going to save really quick. Beautiful. Enscape. If you type too quickly, it doesn't like you. Okay. Okay, beautiful. And we're just going to zoom in. Okay. Great. It is blending in seamlessly. Okay, you can see a little bit of the seams, but it's not enough for you to actually care or tell. Okay, so now for the treads, I realize now that I don't think I actually grabbed something. So we're going to be doing my least favorite thing, and we're actually going to add carpeting. I don't like carpeting most of the time, honestly. But they don't, you see that they actually don't have carpeting. That's weird. But they do. It's actually just in fabrics. And you know what? We're just going to grab, not leather. Oh yeah, here we go. They do have carpet and stuff. I'm just going to grab this one because it's the least horrible. Beautiful. Okay, great. Ew. I'm sorry, I hate carpeting. But doesn't always matter what we want. We're always working with clients and they like what they like. Okay, apply that, and how does that look? It is huge. So we are going to just grab, I know, say it with me again, grab all of that and do the UV mapping. If I'm going too fast, I'm very sorry. We're just going to do this 2 foot by 2 foot. Yes. Okay, that's way, way better. Great. Okay, and I think that's all of it for the stairs. Although I suppose now it would make more, nah, we're gonna leave that. Okay, just because I know that I can't keep people here all night. So let's see, what else do we have? What does not have a thing over here? So we're going to, ooh, it looks like my favorite thing has come up. We are going to go ahead and go down, scroll down to the glass, which I always scroll past. Or this time I just didn't install it. Oh no, it's frosted, so it's... Okay, I'm gonna do the comb and see how that looks. Okay. Oh no, we forgot to do this one. So we're just gonna apply the UV mapping, and I believe it was like 1 by 1 by 1. And then, yes, much better. Okay, and then we're just gonna double check that it looks good on these, because you never know. That one looks good, and then we're gonna zoom into this doorknob. Yep, that one looks fine. Okay, so for the glass, sometimes it doesn't show up. That's fine, don't worry about it. We're actually just gonna double check and see where this is on. It's on the glass layer, that's good. So sometimes it does this, so we're gonna select all of those objects and double check that it has this applied. So we're just gonna, okay. And most of the time it won't show up, that's fine. And let's just say I want to edit it to be a little bit of that. Let's see, I use the comb, so we're actually going to apply a slightly, there we go. Okay, and then we're gonna actually downgrade that, and then cool. And that way I also know that this applied, and I can't see, as you can tell, that's not what I wanted to do. Here we go. I can't really see what the texture looks like here, and it happens sometimes. We saw that with the graphs earlier, or what's it, yeah. Okay, so as you can see, this is huge. Although I do like the texture that's going on, I'm just going to change it because I don't like the way it looks. So I'm going to grab all those objects and do the UV mapping again. Okay, so I think I want this really small, so I'm actually going to do it by 1 by 1 by 1. Oh. Yeah, if you click too fast, it will in fact cancel it. That's fine. 1 by 1 by 1, and then yes. Beautiful. Okay, now we're going to do and double check that it works. And I do have this little sliding glass door. I will show you why in a few minutes. Okay, so you see, you can, the smaller that you actually make the material for the glass, the more transparent it can look, but also, yeah, I don't really like the way that one looks. So we are going to go ahead and edit that glass again. And this happens a lot. You'll go through a lot of trial and error, which is fine. It comes with the territory, comes with being human. Okay, so we're actually going to update. And then if you don't know what this is, this controls the Frenzel intensity. Let's see. Here you go. This is more useful. Most real surfaces have value around 50. Ceramic is at 70, and the lowest value for opaque liquids is Teflon, and milk. So we're gonna do that, and then transparency. You can also just do that, and let's see what that does. Ooh, that's, if I just figured that out, I will be very pleased with myself. If I just figured out how to make the transparent glass, I will be so happy. Oh, I did it, yay. Okay, but yes, I know the battery is low. Sorry, my headphones are going out, so I'm actually going to disconnect them super quickly. That's not what I needed to do. Okay, there we go. Hopefully that's still hearing me. Okay, good. Okay, going back. Now we're going to just double check. And I don't like the way that this looks anymore, so I'm actually just going to go to triangles. Actually, I'm feeling dotted. We're going to do that, and then we are going to apply the box mapping, and I'm going to make it a bit bigger, so I'm going to go 3 foot by 3 foot by 3, and then yes, and look at that, we can actually see the texture. And then we're going to, glass is again one of the more tricky things to try and figure out, a lot more back and forth, stuff like that. And then it'll take a second to load. Okay, and I do like the way that looks. I think it looks kind of cool, like a spa, which is the vibe I'm kind of going for, or the atmosphere rather. So remember, save your file now. Save it. Beautiful. See, and it's already starting to lag a little bit. Okay, so we know that that's done, and then I'm just going to go ahead and do the roof like super quickly, and then we can get to the wall and shingle. That works. And just because I just don't like the way that one looks. And then we're going to do 5, 5, 5, and then yes. Okay, that one looks good. You can also make it bigger, you can make it smaller. I'm just going to leave it like that. And then, because there's a lot more to go over in this video. And then let's see, what does not have, oh, nope, the doorknob has, oh, it's the door. Okay, so I need to apply just a wood for this. I'm feeling that. Let's do that. Let's have a super funky door, because I think it's kind of funny. Reminds me of the 70s. I was totally alive in the 70s for sure. Okay, selecting that, and then apply the UV mapping. And then we're just going to make that 1 by 1 by 1. And then, yes. Okay, and that made it super small. Good. And as you can see, it's already getting to the point where we don't like it to be. We don't want everything to be super laggy. It gets really finicky afterwards. Okay, so this is all this area here. And so what I'm actually going to do is I want it to be a green wall, and that's what I want. So we're going to, and I'm pretty sure I did not do that. Oh, that's the editor. Whoopsies. Okay, and then we are going to go down to grounds, and it's actually this one, Moss 1. I just like the way it looks. It's really nice. And this is actually what I use for most of my green walls. And so we're just going to go over here, click it, Moss 01, apply that. As you can see, it looks disgusting. It looks like something that got like put out in the 2000s. You remember when they did the 3D movies and stuff? Oof, that was rough. Like, good intent, but 3D has come a very long way. And then we're just gonna, just because this is a super well cared for model and everything. Okay, so I just clicked cap, yes, and now it looks so much better. And as you can see, we'll look at the moss a bit more in depth on the other side. And now we get to be super funky and do something really weird with the wallpaper. I'm really excited about it. So I want to choose one of the, I think it's actually carpet is the name of it. Yep. So we're going to do that. And oh my gosh, that looks horrendous. So where is the other one then? This is always the fun part, is that I never know what I'm looking for because I can't remember the names. So we're actually going to go into Enscape and go grab the miscellaneous, or just the fabrics. I think we'll go with fabric. I don't think I actually grabbed one. Okay, so we're going to go with miscellaneous, and then I'm looking for that weird fabric. Give me my carpet. Maybe it's grounds? Nope. Yeah, this is why we always grab it when you see it, because sometimes you can't find it. Tiles, maybe? Nope. Of course it's under wallpaper. Duh. This is why you don't leave before it's fully rendered out. And then I like that one. It looks like stars to me. That one. That was wallpaper 21 is the one we're going for. Just always let it finish. Okay, because I think that's what just happened. So we're going for wallpaper 21. Unless I already had. I think I did in fact already. Yep, I already had them. Good me. Good job me. Oh gosh, it looks like zebra print. So we could keep it that way, but I'm not going to. So instead we're going to say I want some big print. So we're going to put 4 by 4 by 4. And then yes to capped. Even though it's a plain. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Okay, remember, save. Good, good, good. Okay, and then we're just going to double check that everything is all done. Oop. Okay, so everything has a thing except for this because there's nothing actually here. But just to double check that, look, no objects adds to the selection. Perfect. So we are just going to, one more time, save it. Yes, okay. Now we get to go to the fun part. So, Enscape start command. We're gonna first double check that everything looks nice. Okay? And I'm just gonna pull this up for anybody that needs it. So I'm actually just gonna double click. Look at that grass. Lovely. Okay, so I just wanted to point out that like all of your different commands are here, and we'll actually go through fly and walk mode in this tutorial a bit later. But I'm just going to zoom around a little bit and double check that everything looks nice. And I do this relatively quickly. And let's actually look at this. Oh, that looks so pretty. I love that. Gosh, I'm far too excited about this. Okay, great. So what we're gonna do is we're actually, does the grass go through the, I swear, if it goes through, I'm gonna be so it does. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so actually, I like that, but we're actually gonna just pop that up 2 inches and see if that helps, just because I want a little bit, but I don't want all of the grass going through, because it makes it super finicky whenever I go through later for rendering purposes. So I'm just gonna double click there. Okay, so as you can see, it's coming through a little bit in the skinnier areas. Perfect, that's exactly what I wanted. Okay, so first things first, what we're gonna do is we're gonna update the visuals. So I'm going to change my sky from white ground to, let's see what the forest looks like. Okay, it looks silly, so let's try the mountains. Okay, why does that actually kind of work? I like that a lot. Let's see if they have a lake one. I don't think so. Okay, yeah. So we're actually just gonna leave it like that. You can do skybox. I'm not gonna cover that in this tutorial, but there are a lot of people on YouTube who have made really great tutorials. If you find one, please put it in the description. It helps a lot for anybody who watches the video, just to find more resources, because that's what we are all about, is spreading some resources and making things available. Okay, so this is very important. This will help with your rendering settings. The output is all about rendering. And we want everything to be super, super nice, so we're going to make it from full HD, you have Ultra HD. Frames per second, I just kind of leave this alone, honestly, because I won't be covering this in this video. We can cover that later if anybody has an interest. And then we're going to put this to high resolution. Okay, and then just double check. This is super fun. Your field of view, if you actually, that's not what I'm looking for. Depth of field, there we go. If you minimize your depth of field and increase that, it makes it look more realistic, because it'll actually fuzzy out a lot of the stuff. Here you go. That makes it a bit easier to see. Depth of field, we're actually gonna, I do like keeping autofocus on, because otherwise it does that, which we don't like. And then we're just gonna back it up just a little bit more. And then it takes a minute to find the sweet spot, but that's okay. Okay, and then mode, this, we're not gonna mess with that, but let's say that you're doing 2-point perspective. That's what you want for that. Orthographic, that's when you're doing, like, gosh, what is it called? If you're doing elevations, if you're doing axons, that's what you want that on. I just prefer to work in perspective, because it makes my brain hurt less. Okay, I'm actually going to go change that, because it does hurt my eyes a little bit whenever I'm doing depth of field while I'm working. I just saved that setting for later. Okay, so good. Now that we're in here, guess what we get to do? I'm going to make it a nice little field. And by field, I mean I'm actually going to do a bit of landscaping here. Oh, very, very important. So what I always do is, the building, and this all goes into maintaining a really stable layer structure, because it makes your life a lot easier in the long run. So I have the building, and then I'm going to have the landscape. If you're doing more than just the landscape, I would break it up, like, multiple levels, multiple floors, but this is a super basic tutorial, so we're just not going to go into that. And then I have the furniture. Ooh, furniture. There we go. And then I'm going to put in people and animals. And again, it just makes it easier to work with later. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the landscape, and now we shall go ahead and save it. See, it's going to take it a second, and then we're going to go into Enscape and have a lot of fun. See, for me, I love working with Enscape over Lumion, just because I find it a bit easier. I like the way the people look better. There's more diversity in the people that I found, at least. And then, well, my limited perspective of it anyways.
just because I haven't looked at every single person on Enscape versus Lumion. I don't have that comparison with me on me right now. No stats. But what I'm going to do is okay, sorry, I need to go ahead and explain this. So this is like site contacts. You can add it. I'm not very good at it, and I don't have a specific site in mind that I've like scoped out and make sure it works. So I won't be diving into that today. There are lots of YouTube tutorials about that online already. So hopefully I can find one and put it in the description or in the comments or something. Then view management, we'll get to that in a minute. And then video editor, as I said, we're not going to work with that today. And then I will show you how to do renders. But, okay, so you can either search here, like you can look at tree. I don't like doing that for really basic stuff. So I much prefer to go to categories. And then you can also search within the categories. And I just go to vegetation. And then, look, they even have seasons and they have simplified stuff. I love going all out and just having a blast. So I don't do that. So what I am going to do is I'm going to go and scroll through and find some trees. So actually I'm really feeling, yes, I like this. And I would just like switch between a couple just because it helps, even things out. And then we're just going to pretend that this is like a forest or something. I don't know. We're going to have lots of different trees. I'm not going for accuracy at the moment. If you do have a site, I would definitely look up what kind of native like trees are there, just because currently I'm working on a project that has our site is New York, and they have a ton of native New York species. It makes it super easy, super clean, and yes, I am hiding all of the surrounding context in like this whole pit thing area with the trees, just because I like making my life easier sometimes, even though it may not seem like it. And we're just gonna do that. And I would love to do a lighting tutorial, maybe if there's interest for that, I'm not sure. But I know that this video is already going to run super low, like super long, not low. So I will not be doing that today. But there are lots of really great tutorials. I know I have some on a playlist that's just like my resources for myself. And I can just pop a couple on there, but basing interior and exterior lighting tutorials, I know it's like, why would I need more than one? Trust me, you'll want more than one. Okay. And now I just like looking up the grass. This is like, oh, well, I already have grass. Yes, you do, but you know what you don't have? Extra grass, and extra grass is super fun. And now I'm just gonna go to the walk mode. And look at me, I'm on the roof. Oh, nope. And I bounced. Good. See, that already helped a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add like a couple. Okay, that's not a super big field. Neither is that one. So I'm just going to add a couple little patches and stuff. Keep in mind, the more objects that you add, the more that you will have to render. And the larger the file gets, rather. I know it looks like I'm doing this super sporadically, but this is in fact how it kind of works. You just kind of go with it. You go with the flow. You have some fun. Why not? We don't get to have enough fun these days. Let's have some fun. Play some Sims. Are you laughing at me? That's fine. Have some fun. You gotta laugh. Okay. And then let's see. I want to. Oh yes, we're obviously gonna put the potted plant just like wherever we want. The reed grass obviously would not, but we are gonna put like a couple of little bushes out here, a little bush here and there, a little bit of fun. We're not in Australia though, so they won't be everywhere. Haha, puns. Okay. Gosh, by the end of this, everyone's gonna hate my puns. Very sad times. Okay, so now bush. Just because I like working with the bushes, it's more fun. I get to like flesh out certain areas. It also makes things look more full, and especially if I bump them up right against the tree trunks, it helps it look more lush. And yes, I know they're all like the same shape and everything, but that's fine. Nobody's gonna be looking out this far, and we're just basically filling, which is super fun. I like filling. I think it's fun. Landscaping is always super nice to do. And we're going to put some, you can also make big clusters of them, which I find to be rather fun and exciting. And then, just going to add a couple more over there. And, okay, good, we're filming. I was about to say, oh no, we're not filming. Whoopsies. Who knows? Okay, now I don't like this bit, but I love how pretty the view is. Oh, and after this, I will show you, well, right before we do our like daylight and stuff, I'll show you how to do the clouds and make them look super, super pretty. And, you know, I like adding a couple of these bush ferns just because they look kind of cool. And then there we go, the horsetail feathers, because they look super fun as well. And they may look super big and bulky. It's because sometimes they are, but most of the time it renders as this huge shape and it's not nearly as big as you think it is. Okay, and then, let's see. Go ahead and do all of that fun stuff. And if this is what it looks like if I don't hold down shift. I don't know if it shows you that over here in the commands, but if you want to move faster, you can orbit around things, which makes it easier, but you can also just hold down shift with your PC console like commands. And by that I mean, like, you know, if you played a video game or two on PC, then you know the general commands. And, okay, let's see, do I want anything? Oh, I love a good rosemary bush. Okay, so now I'm actually going to move close to the house and do a couple of things. And, oh, okay, so that's something that you do have to be careful about. And this is perfect. This means that I can show you all of these commands too. So in order to do this, I'm going to actually click away. And be like, oh no, I placed this bush. Oh no, that was totally an accident. Totally. Actually, yes, it was. Okay, so I can move it and I can rotate it. You will be, in fact, very tempted to move it around like this, but it gets very finicky if not everything is parallel or not everything is super flat. So I prefer not to do that. And then we have this other big bush, and I think that one looks nice. And let's say I want to nestle this in further, and we can go like that. And you can just use this rotate tool. I think it's easier, but you can also rotate it like this and be super funky. Let's not do that though, because there we go. And you can, in fact, edit all of these in Rhino, which can make it easier sometimes. Sometimes I don't feel like it. And the main thing is, if you're wanting to scale these in one direction rather than, like, in full, like, uniform scale, I would definitely do that in Rhino. And then we're just going to apply changes every once in a while because it saves all your progress. Look at it. Isn't that fun? Isn't that great? Oh my gosh, this is so much fun. I hope everyone else is having fun if you're following along. Or if you're just watching this and hearing me babble, I'm very sorry, but you did sign up for this, so hopefully you're having fun. Oh, curry plant is one of the pretty ones. And the peppermint. The peppermint's also good because it takes up a lot of space. And I just also am a fan of mint, if you know me. You know, I have my medicinal plant garden. And then, yeah. Oh, great. And then fescue is nice. Probably not saying that right, but that's fine. Come on. There we go. Yeah, one thing that I did not understand for the longest time is, why can't I move when I'm scrolling and doing everything in and around? It's because you're not clicked into the frame. Because often, like, it's finicky sometimes, but that's just how it works. It is what it is. And then I'm just gonna pop a couple more. And then I am prone to over landscape things, but that's fine. It's all up to personal preference and style, and this is mine, and this is my video, so I will have fun with it, however I see fit. Look at all the mint, isn't it fun? And then my mom really loves sunflowers, so I'm gonna put in some sunflowers, and then because the way mint grows, we're just gonna say, oh yeah, and look, huge things of mint just everywhere. Beautiful. Perfect. Love it. Okay, and then honestly, if you know anything about garden design, then you know you want to add in some diversity. So I'm actually going to pop in a couple of these various sized lavender plants, just because it helps break up the monotony of all the green. Because it may look really pretty and look at all of the hyper realistic trees, but if everything is green, nothing pops. It goes from, oh my gosh, look at that one really great pop of yellow, to everything is yellow. I'm totally not, I don't know what's going on. Okay, we're going to apply changes before anything happens. See, now look at that. Doesn't that look much nicer? Oh, I probably zoomed out into a tree. That's fun. Okay, and then we're just going to add some more. And then one thing is that if you do have just one singular thing of one plant, it does tend to look a little weird, so we're going to add a bit more yellow. St. John's wort is actually a highly really great plant to have around. Oh, gosh. And then, no, come on, I just want to move. Okay, we'll just place one here. And now I'm back in the frame, so I can move. Bum, bum, bum. St. John's wort is a really great medicinal plant. I've been trying to get one into my medicinal plant garden for a while. Hopefully I'll have one when I come back from Barcelona, which will be really fun to have. Maybe. We'll see. And then honestly, I think what I'm going to do is maybe trim this with... Oh, yes. I love their rose bushes. My grandpa has some of the most gorgeous rose bushes. So we're going to put some here for him because he's awesome. And then Grandma also really likes the roses. I know her favorites are either the peaches or the pinks. So we're going to just sporadically put some of these, because if I'm not mistaken, these ones are white. But we're going to pop over. Ooh, ooh. This is another thing of how it registers. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to grab a couple of these pink ones and be like, ooh, pretty, pretty, pretty. Yay, us. Okay, and then we'll just pop in a few more. Okay, and then I know I was avoiding this because of the tree here, but we're just gonna... Okay, and then I think we'll add on a couple of the... Let's see. Honestly, I think now is a good time to use the grasses. Sometimes... I feel like none of them are really big, though, but that's fine. I like to use bigger things just because it's easier to fill everything out much quicker, and also it's less objects, so even if it's bigger, because you can actually sub whole buildings in, which I guess would actually be kind of useful for people to see and know how to do, but... Oh, you see how I accidentally put that there? We're actually going to... you should be able to delete it like that with clicking the button, but let's say you... oh no, I misplaced it. You can also just click this in case your keyboard isn't working. Okay, now we're good. And then, let's see. I'm just going to grab this one again, and we're going to pop a couple more in here. And then if you honestly do them in clusters of like 3s or 4s or like 2s, it can make it a bit more realistic, especially if they're layered on top of each other or regularly. Because nature never happens perfectly. You may get a straight line, but trust me, that is much more infrequent than we would like to believe. And there we go. And then I'm just going to cluster a bunch and then apply changes, and we'll see how it looks. Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. Okay, and then we're going to put in some sunflowers. Sunflower. And it should come up with the... Oh, yes, the grove of sunflowers. Yes. Okay, so these are for my mama, so we're going to put them everywhere. Because she loves her sunflowers, and sunflowers are also very good for pollinators and bringing bird wildlife into the area, which is something we should always strive to do, because while we may not want wildlife, it is also very good to help negate any kind of, or reduce the harm that we do to a certain population or environment. And I know that it wouldn't really want to live on that part, so try and consider when you're placed, I know that's probably too in deep, but considering your light sources and stuff is from where you want to put your, like, certain plants can also make your decisions for rendering much more realistic, because you can have like Billy and Sue and everybody, you can have them all like out playing in the snow, but if they're, and it'll be a great render, unless you realize that Sue is wearing flip-flops and a bathing suit, and Billy is only wearing like his yoga uniform or whatever he used to go on his bicycle. Yeah, that's not too realistic then, is it? So we always want to keep that in mind as well, is the... Oh, and look at all of that. Oh, my mom would love it. Look at all the sunflowers. Yay! Okay, so now we have all of that done, and maybe you want to add, just take off the search bar. See if we see anything else that you really like. Maybe this one. No, we already have that around a good bit, so I'm just going to double check. Maybe we could, but I don't think we should. Oh wait, let's add a couple baby Christmas trees. Just because my mom loves Christmas, we try and keep it to after Thanksgiving. It's what we like to do. Gotta give Thanksgiving its time. But we're gonna add a couple of these just because, who cares? I'm just having fun with it now. And hopefully you have fun with it, because hopefully if you're doing this for work or for school, it's something that you really enjoy and that you want to do. Not just something that's like, oh gosh, I have to do this for school, or so I'll fail my class. Because I'd much rather just make, look how cute this is. I'd much rather just make something that is more for me than, it's like, for the grade. I'd much rather make something I love for my portfolio. Okay, so that's, you can see, our file is getting chunkier. But we're going to go ahead and go into furniture, and then we can go to people. Okay, so now we're going to go back to Enscape. You may notice it takes a little bit longer to load right now, but that's fine. I know that in our labs here at Clemson, we do have the Alienware lab, and we have a couple other computers around campus, which make it much easier for you to work on rendering. So if you ever need those, you can ask around, ask a senior where they are. Oh yes, so currently we're in walk mode, which means that we just use, this is orbiting, and the second that you orbit, you go back into fly mode. But what we're going to do is we're going to stay in walk mode, and you can also go up steps. So I'll show you that in a minute once we've gotten to that point, but we're going to go ahead and get to a good view. And you know what? Actually, I think that, no, we'll save it. We'll save it. It's really fun setting your views, and I'd much rather just go ahead and do everything at once, but furniture. So let's say, I want an outdoor seating area. Let's go to outdoor furniture. Got a lot of different options here. So many options. We're going to put this over here because my papa made us the coolest tree house. It was like a tree mansion. I'm not going to lie. The benefits of having construction people in your family. Oh, here's something super fun. I prefer to work at specific times in the day, like daylight. So that's what I'm doing. You just click shift and you hold down your, you can see it right here. You alter your time of day this way. You can do it at any time you want. I just prefer to do it sometime like around, where sun is roughly even across the area. And then I get stuck trying to do that because I focus too much on it. There we go. Okay, so I really like this little couch, so I'm actually going to we're going to zoom in and go up and, poo. Okay, so I'm going to pop that over there, and then we're going to zoom into it. Oh, gosh. And then, okay, this is when it benefits to just click off of it and go to the side, because there's no shame in clicking off of it, I swear. Okay, so now we're going to scooch its little booch on over here. And we're going to pop a couple more because you know what? This is, we're not worried about having all of the different couches in the world because it's not an office. And you know what? I like a little bit of similarity in my couches because I'm boring, I guess. Oh well. And then stool. No, we don't want a stool. I think that we want a cute little table to go next to these. Oh, let's actually pop an armchair in over here. And right there. And you can edit it. I prefer to work with this one because I'm less likely to accidentally turn it to be vertical and have the chair in the air with the little legs. Like, just don't care, Let's see. I think that's honestly like a good chunk right there. Cute little seating area. But let's see. I know that we have other things that we can do. I feel like that's light enough. Yeah. Okay, so here's the fun thing. We're going to apply our changes. And I'm going to show you see this wood, I like to match my woods a little bit with the furniture, unless if you're not going to match them, go completely against it. The rules of interior design are very quick and loose, and I like to keep a couple of them. So as you can see, I'm editing it here, and it's like, oh no, well, won't it look like awful once I go back in? We're going to double check on that. So we're going to go back into Enscape. Chaos, Enscape. I do like a good bit of chaos, especially in my renders, because life's messy. My life is not super neat. Again, you don't get a straight line all the time. As you can see, it's taking a bit more time to load. You should see how long it takes when I get my buildings going. Okay, so as you can see, it looks fine. I know I don't like the expansion of these little holes, or the nails or whatever these are called, screws, I think? Whatever. I don't like the way it looks either, but that's fine. We're going to keep it, I guess. We can't really do much for it. So we're going to go back to our asset library. And I want something here. So you know what? We're going to look and see if we have a fire pit. Okay, that's fair. We tried. Sometimes. Yes. Do I care that it's outside? No. No, I don't. Wait, no, I want this one. I want this one. I want this one. Yeah. And we're going to pretend that it's logical and that this is totally how things work. My father would be very sad that I'm not doing the actual thing of how this works, but that's fine. We're not going to worry about it. But look at it. Isn't he cute? Look at him. We're actually going to make him a lot bigger because I feel like it, and I think it'd be fun. And so, I know, now you're basically just watching me play a game of Sims. Okay, so that's much better. I honestly think that's super cute. That's Gonna be a lot more fun. And then we're going to go, honestly, back to just the furniture, and I'm trying to, like, walk y'all through this, but I know it's probably getting to be a long video. If I need to, I'll cut it up into sections. We're gonna put the chairs. No, we're not. I don't feel like dealing with the wires of them. Actually, yeah, let's do this one. I really love working with this bench. I think it's a super cute little bench. It's probably in most of my renders at this point. Oh well. Fight me, I guess. Whoops. Okay, so yeah, I feel like that gives us two nice, cute little seating areas. And then, you know what? We're actually going to put some... We're going to go back to all, and then we're going to put in potted plant. And they have a surprisingly huge number of these, and it's great, and I love it. Okay, so we're actually going to put like a nice little chunk of these next to each other. And then I think that Mom needs a little vase, a little table ornament. Oh, the rose is cute. But I tend to overload with plants as well, so beware. Also, things are not always to scale that they look like they are. Lily's cute. Oh, wait. We're gonna put an orchid. Because, no. Ooh, what about some ivy? I like ivy, so we're putting ivy. Also, my sister likes ivy, so we're putting that. And then we're just going to pop these, rotate them a little bit, like that much. And then we're going to do that. Because this also provides a cute little railing and stuff. Because I did make it so it's like 6 inches off the ground for the, like just the slab. Which is not actually a slab at this point. It's just a cute little thing of wood. But you know what? No one asked. So I don't have to explain myself. Dun dun dun. And then we'll pop this one down a little bit. And then we're just going to make sure that... Oh no, they are very out of line. Okay, and then we're just gonna pull this one forward. And then you can, as I said, you can alter these in Rhino. I just don't feel like constantly going back and forth, especially since that means that it takes more render time for me, and that means that it's more time for you, and I don't want to waste your time. Seems very rude. And then we're going to... Okay, well, let's say, well, I don't like any of these. Well, first of all, there are so many to pick from. I mean, I don't know how you're not. But... you know what, maybe we don't like any of these. We just like the individual plants. Or we can just do these, and these are fun. But let's say, oh, I really love this one. Or, yeah, you could basically, you can place individually, like let's say you grab the vase and you put it in here, you can scale that up and make it into its own little thing. And you can make your own potted plant that way. I'm perfectly happy, honestly, to just work with these because I tend to overblow mine anyways, as you can probably tell by now. And then I really like that, so we're doing that. Ha ha ha. And then this is just a cute little sitting area, honestly. I think I'll keep it bare for now just because I do tend to overwork my renderings. And then, sorry if I'm giving anybody whiplash. I know I tend to do that a bit. Or rather, I give myself whiplash. So this is a huge master bedroom. And no, I did not pull in the bathroom because I did not feel like dealing with the toilets because I don't like putting toilets in bathrooms. I don't know what it is. Okay, so we're going to look at bed. Bed. And let's just see, what can I... There are the flower beds. Okay. You know, I like this one. I think it's cute to put the little... Oh, wait, no, I like this one. This one's so cute. Oh, my God. Okay. And then we're just going to rotate it. Like that. And then we're gonna put like a oh, let's say that they have a kid and it's a little baby and it needs a crib. Isn't that cute? Aw. And then yeah, this room is huge. I didn't think about it, so we're just gonna pretend that it's like oh wait, we're gonna make it a bedroom and the office because its room is gigantic. And they have a lot... Yeah, we're just going to pop a receptionist desk, hoping nobody binds. So actually, I think that we're just going to grab... Yeah, that's a pretty average desk. We'll have her desk and his desk in no particular order. And then we're going to type in chair. Just because I think it's more fun to work this way. Bye. Okay, and then let's see. I know I'm super picky about my chairs. I feel like this one should definitely have this chair because it'd be nice. Okay, there we go. Perfect. And then you can scoot them under or you cannot. I like them scooted under a little bit. It's me. It's me as a chair. It's yellow, and I love it. Oh, no. No, come back. I want the yellow chair. There we go. Perfect. And maybe I'll put in some timestamps. I know I'm just rambling on a lot. But also I'm trying to give as much information as possible, so I will not be super hurt if you skip around, like, at all. Not at all. I won't be hurt. And then we're going to also look for a rug, just because it can make a space look more homey. See, it takes a second, but it did load in, so it's fine. And you know what? I'm really feeling, well, they have this super loud wall, so we're gonna give them like a cute little rug like this. And then we're going to scale it up like a lot. Okay, and then we're going to rotate it. Oh, fun thing that you can actually do with the rugs is you can actually blow them up and then make them into wall art. I figured that out when I was playing The Sims, and I would use master cheat codes. But you can also do that here, and it works, which is super fun. And then nightstand. Nightstand. There we go. Okay, stand. Oh, no. No, I made a mistake. No, I don't want people. We're just going to type in table. If we find one, we're just going to pop it down, and that'll be our table for both sides. I mean, does it even really matter? Probably not. That works. We're going to do that, because they have a crazy enough room. And then we're going to type in painting, because they're, like, I highly, highly suggest just going through one day and, you know, just going and having fun with it, honestly. Go and, like, search everything. See if you can find a giraffe. There are at least 3 giraffes. It's like, oh, cancel. Apply changes, and let's see if that actually showed up. No, of course it didn't. Why would it show up and be nice to me? Okay. So we're actually just going to, okay. So since it's not showing up there, what we're going to do is we're going to go in down to the top view, and then we're going to grab this, and we're going to pop it out like that. And just because I'm noticing that this is so far from the wall, we're going to put that in. And there you go. Ooh, if you were wondering, this is what craziness looks like. We're going to save that. As you can see, our file is getting bigger and bigger, but that's fine. So we're going to go back to Enscape. As you can tell, this is taking a bit long, so it's fine. Renderings do take a long time, especially if you want them to be hyper-realistic, just because that's how it is. But there's no shame in taking a lot of time and just having fun with it, because that's how you get the best renders. Okay. Isn't that fun? Look at our cute little treehouse. Aren't we cute? Look at that go. Okay, and then I'm just gonna, and then go through there, and then pop it through the wall, like I'm a ghost. Boogie, woogie, woogie. Okay. It would seem it gave us the backside of the painting. So we're going to, you notice how I can't click anything? It's because I'm not on the asset library command, so we're going to grab that, and we are going to turn it around. There we go. Apply changes and see if it worked. Perfect. And normally I wouldn't call this room done. We're going to add a plant or 2. Potted plant. And then we're just going to add this super big one, because this will like, plants will always make a place look more lived in. And then, ooh, let's give them a little snake plant right there. And then we're also going to put a laptop right here. And that's obviously how they would use the laptop for sure. Gonna grab these. Oh, okay, fine. How about now? Yes, I win. Perfect. And then we're also going to grab the little jar of pens. I feel like they need like 80 bajillion, and this one needs a little cup of, there we go, perfect. So little touches like that also add a lot to the space. And then we're going to search dog, because I want to add a dog. And so we're going to make a little runny dog in here, because I think it would be fun. Okay, and also I'm trying to like maximize our time here. I'm just going to quite honestly leave that place down there blank. And I'm not sure what to put up here, honestly. So I think we'll just, I mainly wanted this area to show you exactly what it looked like when you, like, put, like, the stairs in, and you can show up the stairs. So what I'm actually going to do is, oh, piano. Yep. We're gonna put in the piano. and the piano stool, because this person can afford all of this landscaping, so obviously they're rich. And honestly, it doesn't matter. There's no budget, and this is fake, so I'm gonna have fun with it. All the fun I want. And look at this. They have so much inspirational space. And then instrument. I don't know if it... Yes! Okay, excellent. Sorry, I got very excited. And then we'll just have like a nice little stand here, and then... I know it's a travesty. We're gonna put that there. Just for, you know. And then we'll pop one up here. And you know what? Maybe they're just super freaking, like, happy, and they're just having the best time. And, they're just doing all this stuff up here. And I'm trying to think. I feel like they would definitely have this drum set over here, for sure. And then we're gonna put in another rug. And I feel like this has to be a really weird, funky rug, just because, you know, entertainment value. It's gonna be super big. There we go. Apply those changes. And does this look like it's enough? No, it doesn't, but I don't want to keep y'all here all day, so I'm gonna potted plant. And then we're just gonna make this person like me and let them be a plant hoarder and let them live their best life with all of their plants and their bajillions of different things. Oh, and they do have bookcases and stuff that you can also put in here. They have, like, if you can think of it, they probably have it. It's really nice because they have a really big asset library, which is why I love working with Enscape. I'm pretty sure Lumion has a pretty decent library. Why is that so close? Oh no, it's just bigger. Okay, that's fine. Sorry, one thing that I'm always, like, super worried about is, like, one time I placed everything on the roof by accident. And it took forever because they were on, like, 6 different layers. It was so bad. Okay, and then let's just add a bit more variety, and we're going to add, like, a couple of these. And then, okay, yeah, see how we do that quickly, and then nothing likes us. Yep. And we're going to pop that on and have a good time. Oh, okay, I know what we're going to do. So we're actually going to have a little seating area up here. I'm going to flesh out a couple more of these little pots and plants. Now remember, put up your guardrails up here, please. Make sure no babies fall off. You don't want the ducklings or the little toddlers. I know some people don't like kids, but you don't want the toddlers nor the ducklings to fall off the railing. Very sad time. Okay, so we're actually going to look up soda. Not soda, although you can get soda. And you know what? I'm feeling funky, so we're actually going to have this one, and we're going to have a different one. We're going to have this pink. I think the pink will be fun. So we're going to rotate that really quick. And then, just because I think it'll be, yeah, it's quick that way. Okay, and then, you know what, maybe it's like a therapist's office or something, and we're just going to put one there. It may look super weird right now, but that's fine. We're also going to look up coffee table. Okay, fine, just table. Because it doesn't want to work with me right now. Because we don't want a super high table. I think this one should work. Yes, perfect. And then we're actually just going to put, no. Okay, books. Yeah, perfect. We're going to be like, oh yes, I'm very intellectual and I have books. Yes, and if this was my mom's house, it would be full of books. It'd be her dream house. It'd be great. Okay, yeah, look at all that. Look at this, great. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now we're gonna save. Make sure we save everything. And just because I prefer to be, let's see, where's the dog? There's the dog. I like to be consistent, so we're gonna put this on the people and animals just because it makes it easier that way. And now we're into the fun stuff. We're going to put in the people, and then I will show you how to render and do a walkthrough. Okay, I know this video is getting very long. But who knows, maybe we're just putting me on double speed and I'm going like, you know, sound like a mouse on cartoon, Looney Tunes maybe. Do I sound like Tweety Bird? Perhaps. No, it wouldn't even be Tweety Bird. Maybe I sound like one of the adults from Wah 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 Wah. Which is fair. I have been talking for, like, what, 20 minutes now straight, at least. I have no concept of time right now. Okay, cool. Okay, oh, and I also need to show how to set, like, views. Okay. Which is fine, that's relatively simple. So we're going to go ahead and pull open our asset library, and we're going to search, we're actually going to put the category of people, And as you can see, that there are a whole bunch of things. So we're actually going to grab a child, and we're going to have Mama holding baby. Mama is holding baby. Good job. Good job, Mom. Look at you go. And then Dad'll be, or Uncle. I don't know. Maybe they're just hanging out. They're going to be walking over here. And let's say that it's just like they're having a party, you know? So they have like everybody is coming out. And they will be over here reading a book because obviously it's a family reunion now. Okay, so here's a fun little thing about these is that these making people sit properly can be super finicky. So we're going to push them in, and then we're going to zoom into them. And then we're going to push them down a little. Make sure you don't let their feet completely go into the ground, because I am very guilty of that. And then make sure that your little arrow's highlighting. There we go. Okay, just these tend to be a little finicky. So let's see how it looks. Come on, please. Please. Perfect. That looks good. Okay, and then like everybody and their mama's here because it's the family reunion. You can't just not come to the family reunion. And then they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, look, do you see those trees? We can't even see over this planter. This is great. And he's gonna be like, I like fire. And then she'll be like, I'm so over all of this. I'm just gonna go eat in here and be alone from everyone. And then let's see, this kid is obviously gonna be in here being like, whoa, I love this. This is so good. I love being on my tricycle. So I've been talking for so long. And then this aunt or mom or something is over here. And then this baby's also on a tricycle. I don't know why everyone has a tricycle, but you know what? They're the big hot toy. Hot Wheels, tricycle, you know? And then little baby is holding things. Okay, now we're going to stop putting in children. And we're going to put in like the one of like 3 teenagers that they have. They do not have a lot of teenagers, which is a little sad. Where's the representation? Sad times. And then teenager. And there's this one that I love to put in everything because Blake is fun. Blake is just a great time, you know? No, that's not what I wanted. Dang it. Okay. Okay, so click here, and then we're going to go downstairs. Where'd Blake go? There he is. He's going to be sitting over here by the fire being a good older brother or just cousin or whatever, and he's going to be like watching the kid, making sure he doesn't put his hand in the fire because obviously he's sitting by the fire, therefore he must like the fire. And then this Celine is obviously over here on her scooter, and then Emile, she's like sitting over here. She also doesn't want to deal with anybody, so she's like avoiding. And then she's having the best time, and she's like, oh my gosh, wait, is that Aunt Sue? Oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in forever. It's a great time. And then let's see. And then she's just having a good time. She's gonna be up here listening to maybe a family member or maybe the girlfriend, the boyfriend or something play the piano. It's gonna be super, super cute. And you know, just super fun. Oh, and one thing it can help a lot to just like honestly move around a bit in your space to see how it looks. And then she'll be over here being like, oh my gosh, everything sounds so weird. Crazy. And then oh yeah, Ray is good. I like Ray. She'll be also sitting over here listening to one of her cousins, you know, play the guitar because there's a guitar dude and I love putting him in here. Wait, yes, Ray. Okay, yes, you can put multiple different people. Like, you can put the same person in a couple times. Just make sure you don't put them in the same room. And then we'll put her through this door over here. Because let's be real, everyone's just trying to pet the dog. Because that's how it works. You have the dog, you're the life of the party. There we go, perfect. Okay, because it's fun to have little interactions between them. I think it's cute. It also makes it a bit more believable that this is an actual space. And then we're going to... Oh, wait, I want her. Okay, she's so pretty. Okay, and then... Now we need some, like, actual adults in here. I love her. She has this pretty dress on all the time, and I love it. And she's just going to be watching over this one kid. I don't know why she carries her purse around, but she does it everywhere. She doesn't even put it down when she goes to the restroom, like, in her own house, you know. Aunt Marie is super super on top of everything, always has to have her purse on her. And then she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so well dressed for this. I'm so pretty, because she is. Okay, hopefully everyone's not getting sick of my little narratives here. And then, oh my gosh, she's so pretty too. So we're gonna put her here, sitting with the dog, because again, the dog is the most popular person at the party. Duh. Yeah, okay, good. And then, oh, darn man, yes. We're just gonna click in here, make sure that we are where we can get in, and then go down, and then forward, and then up, and down, and up, and down, and up, and up, and up. Yeah, he's gonna be sitting here, he's gonna be like, I'm reading my sheet music and playing the guitar, and they're gonna be like, you've gotten a lot better since last summer. And he's gonna be like, I know, I'm like, so good at this now. He's gonna be like, I'm too cool for this. For a second, I was like, oh no, I put someone, like, on top of another person, like, because, let me tell you, that is not a good render. It gets so finicky. Hey, that one actually slotted really well. That's why she's in a lot of my renders, honestly. And then let's get, honestly, I feel like I need some more dudes. Just always try and make sure that you have lots of representation for everyone. Alan. I'm sorry. I just think of Santa Claus, the movie with the stepfather, I think it is, who he just has, his name's Alan, I think. No, I'm thinking of the actor. I'm silly. Whoopsies. Told you, I have a bad memory. And he's gonna be sitting here, and then, I'm not feeling Andy. Let's go find someone else that looks, he's just, like, having the best time, and he's here with his sister, I guess, or maybe his girlfriend, I don't know. I'm not too worried about it. And then they're going to be walking around up here, but they're actually going to be turning, because if you have everyone facing one way, it gets really sketchy. It's like, are they all running away from something? Did somebody burn the casserole? Oh no. And look, they do have a couple of couples, and they're really cute. And they slot well most of the time. And then we're actually going to go downstairs again and see if we can put some more people here. Oh, I want to get an elderly person in. Source is always entertaining. Just because he just does not care where he is. He needs to be on his phone all the time. Wait, what if he's over here and he's just like about to play like football or no wait, soccer. I'm bad at sports. Naming them and doing them, of course. Okay, good. I feel like this is a good chunk of people. And then I think that we just need like one elderly couple, honestly. And I believe it is elderly. Nope. I know that I'm gonna see it in editing and be like, oh, well, duh, of course that's what it is. We're gonna look up elderly. Old? Nope. Okay, because I know that they have them. So we're just going to actually scroll through for a sec. It shouldn't take but a second to find them, hopefully. Because I just want at least like 1 or 2 sets of grandparents. Or just older people. I know that I'm just missing it. And I'm just not seeing it. It's gonna irk me. But now I'm determined. Now I have to have a person in here. Older person in, yeah. That's Nora. I don't think that one's old. Oh, come on. Why can't I find them? Best ager. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, they're going to be standing over here, and then he's going to be up here because he's having such a good time. He's like, my grandkids are all getting so big. They grow up so fast. He's going to be taking a picture of his cute little kid, and he's going to be like, oh my gosh, my grandchild. Oh my goodness. Because he's so excited. And then he does not care, so he's going to be getting away from everyone and just looking out. Okay, and then, oh, sorry this is running so long. But trying to give as many tips as possible while I go, not just, my personal narratives for how this family dynamics work. Okay, so now we're going to click away, escape, apply changes, perfect. Once they load in. And then we're gonna get rid of that. Please. Pretty please. And we already have 2 of the dogs, and then they do have birds in here, which are really fun to add. If you just want to add, like, recreate a scene from the birds. Okay, because that took a really long time, I'm actually just going to go in here and save really quick, just to make sure, because I really don't want to have to go back and recreate all of those people. Okay, so now comes the really fun part, is we are going to go ahead and make some views. Making views can seem a bit intimidating, but honestly the worst part is just picking where you want to be. And you can change how you input the furniture, because this is such a small little area that I just rendered all of it and put furniture everywhere except for that one little area, just because I don't want to put any renders in there. And I'm trying to think. Just think. Jimmy Neutron. Just, think. What else is there to talk about while we wait for the loading screen? I mean, I suppose I could just cut out all this time that I'm waiting, but what would be the point? Because at that point, I'd be done. Let's see. Okay, so one thing that can be a bit intimidating is figuring out what time you want to do, because it's like, oh, the sunset looks so pretty though, and also you can change all your clouds and you can make them super fluffy. Well, we can talk about that in a sec, now that I'm actually in here. So the way that I found that it's easier to do rendering is honestly go into walk mode. It just makes everything easier. And just walk around and see any views that you like. I always leave all the doors open so that way I can be nosy and go and walk around. So I'm probably not going to use this room in here just because, it's like pretty barren, but it does provide enough context for back here. So sometimes even if I'm just seeing it partially through a window, I do keep all the doors opening, especially if I'm keeping a video, because it does keep things a bit simpler for me. Oh, poo, I didn't put any kids playing over there. That's fine. Anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pick a view, and yes, I'm going to walk through the roses. I know I'm such a bad human. Okay, and then we're going to just... Honestly, I feel like not the floating St. John's wort. I feel like a cute little view... I'm stuck on the plants. Whoops. Okay, there we go. I feel like a little view... Okay. Okay, come on. Well, poo. Okay, so sometimes it's better to use the walking view, sometimes just like as a starting point. But other times it can be a bit more helpful to just go like this, and then... Okay, there we go. And let's see, we're going to actually go like this. Okay, I don't like the way she's looking at me, so we're actually going to move this around a little bit. So she's actually going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm scootering up. Yay me. Actually, we're going to delete her. I don't like her. Oh, okay. That scared me. Where am I? Oh, that's why it's running so slowly. No. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so I was very scared for a minute. I was like, oh no, I lost everything. Oh no. There we go. And then we're just gonna... We can be like, oh yeah, he's... Honestly, I feel like he doesn't really make sense, so we're gonna delete him. And apply those changes, and then... I feel like that's a pretty solid view. Right there. Because we have a good amount of background and everything, so what we're actually gonna do is... Actually, we're gonna make it look like they're interacting a bit more. And then we're gonna rotate it a bit this way and then that way. And I try to keep anyone from looking directly at the camera just because it makes me feel awkward. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then plus, look at it. The interaction is so much more genuine now. Okay, so now, this is very important. We're going to create a view. It's relatively simple. I'm going to say view 01. And I start just because then I know exactly where it is. And you can always save your sun position. I would change... Oh, no. Oh, fiddlesticks. Okay, so... Oh, that's actually a better view. So we're going to create that view. So let's say... Oh, I'm just going to go over here and look at this thing. Oh, no, not my view. You can... Come on. You can click on it, and it'll take you directly back to that view, and it makes everything much better. So we're going to do that view, and I think that also... We're going to do one from the walking perspective just because I think it'd be nice. But we're going to go over here. And I believe that you actually can walk off the side of the building. I don't suggest it. And then I try not to get too much of the ceiling. And then we're going to rotate her just so she looks like she's interacting more and being more present in the conversation. Because, yeah. See, even that little rotation helps create a much more lively asset. And then, okay, yeah. Then we're just going to make a view, and we're going to create a view. And it's going to be view 02. And I would normally spend more time like editing it and making sure it looks like super cool and I like exactly how it looks. But honestly, we're just going to go back to view 2. Please? Pretty please? Oh, fiddlesticks, come on. Oh, well, it helps I was, well, oh well. Okay, so we're going to hold down shift and move this, and then we're going to find a time of day that it looks nice. For me, I love doing a sunset, but I also love doing something that has fun shadows. And then there. Okay, so now this is where we're going to go back and change those focal settings. So we're going to change our view, this, oh no. Okay, so it's the depth of field. Okay, here we go. So we're going to change that. And what does it focus on? Change our depth of field some more. Change the depth of field. I'm going to put it back just a teeny bit. I feel like 35% is pretty decent. I think that's what oh, not even close. Good try me. I don't know what I was thinking if that works at 35. Okay, and I think that's good. And then we're just going to, so these are your options. You can do screenshot, batch rendering, panorama. I don't work with these. I don't know what that is. But we're just going to do a screenshot, and then I'm going to go Enscape demo, and I'm going to say view 01 sunset. When you name things like these with good naming conventions, it helps keep things clean, makes things super easy for you to find later, especially the file structure, because file structures are a godsend when you're trying to make a portfolio later on. It's going to take a minute for it to export an image, so I'm just probably going to do a time cut right here, so that way it'll be like magic, and ha-cha-cha, look at that, it's done. Okay, and boom, like that, magic! Crazy! Okay, so now we're going to go actually see what it looks like. So we're going to go back to Enscape demo, and let's see what it looks like. Ooh, fancy. So I messed up my field of view, or depth of field rather. But you can see that where it's starting to go, and after this, I would never like just leave this. Afterwards, go and edit it in Photoshop if you have the time. Sometimes I know pinup is like literally like 24 hours away. You're in crunch time. You don't have time. But I would highly suggest going and doing that whenever you have a chance. And this has been my demo. And I hope this helped a lot of you, and I hope that everyone has a great time in Enscape. And yeah, have a good one, y'all.